Yes guys, what's happening? So without further ado, let's get into this. I'm literally going to show you step by step of what I've done to actually get to how I was from A to B, and show you how I shredded down, what my diet was like, what my training was like, what I was like when I was going out, and how I stayed on top of it mindset wise. So without further ado, let's get into it. Basically, my meals were very all low carb. I was doing about 50-60 grams of carbs a day. So breakfast wise, I was doing Weetabix with milk, raspberries, blueberries, something like that with a bit of fruit. Same with porridge with a bit of fruit, with banana, maybe some nuts, honey, mix it in, lovely. That, and then that would be about 7:30 in the morning. Come 11 AM, I'm probably about hungry again, so I'll have some more like avocado, salmon, not on any bread or anything, just have that with a bit of like greens. So that's at about 11:30. So lunchtime, probably about 1-2 o'clock, I'll be having rice cakes with tuna. This was just like to just keep me ticking over. Then before I hit the gym, this is where my main carb intake actually come in. So this will be about 20-25 grams of carbs, maybe like 30 grams will be some rice with like tuna, rice with chicken. I'll have it about half hour before I go to the gym, and then whilst I'm in the gym, it'll burn off as energy. As you'll hear later on about my training plan, you're gonna need that energy. So yeah, so after my training I've worked out, when I get home from gym, I'll have my dinner. My dinner will consist of like chicken, veg. My veg intake would sort of be a bit more than your usual veg intake, but I would have that to sort of replace my carb. I'd have snack wise would be, I'd have peanut butter on corn cakes, I'd have 0% fat Greek yogurt with some frozen fruit with honey on that. There's literally no carbs in it. It tastes wonderful, so I definitely recommend it. And yeah, so that is literally what I was doing food wise and how I was eating during my cut and getting leaner. So training wise, what I'll do is my first bit of training I'll get into the gym will be cardio. Like that was, while shredding, I think that helped me out loads. I started off running about 2k before every single session, and that was like in the first week. Then I upped it about 3k. Then in the third week I was doing 5k before every single session. And I know it sounds a lot, but when you're in the groove, you're in that mindset, it's enjoyable. I actually enjoy running. I got into a routine of actually liking it and getting in a place where, all right, get in the gym, you run. That was the first thing that was on my mindset. There was nothing else. There was no, oh, I don't know if I can be asked today, it gets done. You have to ease into it, because I did. I was not physically fit. I was going out, I was drinking, I was eating rubbish. I wasn't in the best physical shape I had been. And doing cardio doesn't just help you physically feel more fitter, it helps you mentally as well. It helps you feel like you're more just, your head's all clear. I love going to a run to clear my head because it sets me up for the day. It lets you know what path you're going to go down. You can either have that lazy path where you're just going to sit back, do nothing, or get out, have a run. So yeah, get in the gym, I'll have a run, I'll go up, do a bit of skipping for about 10 minutes, get that in there. And my actual training whole session changed from when I was bulking. I'll show you a picture from when I was bulking to like when I'm cutting. That all changed. My sessions went from going in and working on one body part to doing just a just a shoulder day, or just a chest day, or just a back day, or just an arm day. My sessions went from doing that to doing full body circuits, to doing shoulders, chest and arms all in one session. Like I'd usually have about 3 different circuits and 3 different sets within them circuits. So we'd do that, which was, so it'd be one of them will be doing arms, the other set will be doing chest, the other set will be doing abs. It will all vary, and I think this helps me a lot work on each individual muscle part as I went along, rather than just focusing on one. It wasn't going in and hitting high reps. It wasn't hitting, high weights and low reps. It was high reps, low weights. It was like, that was when I was seeing the most definition. Yeah, so at the end of my training session, I'll be doing another circuit, hitting abs, putting in the amount of like, just hitting abs and smashing abs isn't gonna get you shredded. That's not what's gonna get you shredded. That will try to give you that little bit of 3D definition, to have them just there, and trust me, it looks good. Plus also it strengthens your core a lot. Yeah, so another big thing is that everybody wants to be able to do everything. You want to go out, you want to socialise, but you also want to be in the best physical shape. My go-to drink when I was out with the boys, or I was going out, because I still went out whilst I was doing this, because I had a lot of birthdays, I had events. My go-to drink was actually gin and tonic, because it's very, very low calories. And it's just, I actually enjoyed it. I never felt crap the next day. I felt clean. Obviously, at the end of the night, when you're drunk and you're stumbling home, you want that cheeky kebab, you want that Nando's, you want, not Nando's, because Nando's is never open when you're home. You want that McDonald's, you want that nice little fatty, greasy food. I'll tell you now, it's not gonna hurt when you're putting in that, you having that, but you will feel it. Probably not the next day, but you'll feel it the day after. So if you're still putting in that work, putting 10 times more, go have that McDonald's, go eat that, but put in 100% more effort than you did the day when you wasn't having it, because it's gonna be 100% more harder to work that off than when it was. So when I'm going out, I'll be having gin and tonic. I wouldn't really be, for me, I wasn't eating crap, I wasn't eating rubbish, like even at restaurants and that, when we're going to nice restaurants, still having no carbs, I'm having chicken salad, like, but it'll be like nice, I'll have fish with a nice bit of salad on the side. I wasn't asked about having chips, or, because one thing that I'll get into next is my mindset. And I feel like with this, mindset is 65% mindset and it is 35% physical, in the sense where you have to put in that 100% work. You have to be in the gym, you have to be eating clean, you have to be staying on top of your routine and staying in that regime. But if you ain't got the mindset to do it, you're gonna fall off track straight away. So in the sense where I was reading these books, this one, and this one. And these two books were the books that very, very motivate me. They help me financially, they help me mentally, they help me even relationship wise, like not girlfriend relationship, friendships, help me approach certain situations better. Because, for example, surround yourself with the people that is going to be aiming for the same goal as you. If you want to be a millionaire, surround yourself with millionaires. You find that millionaire, you surround yourself with them, because at the end of the day, their goals is going to be bigger than yours, and they're going to make you reach heights that you haven't even dreamed of reaching before. Because if you're sitting there and you're happily stuck in that 9 to 5 job, like there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, but there's something wrong with it if you don't want to be there. So if you want to see a change and you want to put yourself out and you want to make a difference for yourself, get out there. It's a 65% mindset, 35% actual physical, because that mindset bit is where you have that motivation. I would listen to Inky Johnson, Eric Thomas, watch podcasts, Anthony Robbins, listen to Will Smith. I listen to all these different people that are going to motivate me every single day to keep on striving towards that goal that I needed to get to. Honestly, I will tell you now, when I'm going on these runs, I'm listening to Inky Johnson, I'm listening to Eric Thomas, who's screaming in my ear saying there's somebody out there pushing that 10% more than you, because that is a motivation. At that time, that is a motivation I needed to get me up and get me in the gym, to get me, when I'm running on the treadmill, I was having them persons telling me about their life stories, telling me about the struggles that they've gone through to get to where they are, because that's the motivation that I needed. If you're ever feeling down, I would definitely recommend them. And one person, last but not least, that I actually have, who's helped me a lot, is David Goggins. And his motivation towards life, he's like a hardcore motivator. There's no F's given. He don't care about what the weather's like, whether I should work out outside. He's putting in that grind 1,000,000%. His life story is changing. So I definitely recommend that if you need that motivation. When it comes to shredding down, I was doing very, very low carb. My carb intake was low. My carb intake was very low. I was hitting a good protein intake. I was getting a good training sessions. I was training every day like it was my last training session. There was never ever a half-hearted session. And that's one thing that I would say as well. If you're going to the gym, it's not gonna make a difference. You work, like for example, you could go to the gym for an hour and somebody go to the gym for half an hour, and that person for go for half an hour could be putting in more work than you was for an hour. Just because you're there longer, it doesn't mean anything. But if you're there longer and you're putting in that work, that's when it means something. Honestly, one thing I would say about this whole quarantine situation, if you're watching this afterwards, this is irrelevant to you. Alright, so stay in that routine that you had before. So say if you worked a 9 to 5, so Monday to Friday, still get up at what, 8 o'clock that you would anyway. Get up, brush your teeth, have breakfast, start your day as if, because after this is all done, you want to be 10 million steps ahead of than when you was. You don't want to be any steps back. And I know it's hard, it's easy, your bed's comfortable, everybody's bed's comfortable. Like, when you wake up in the morning, and it's, even in winter, it's horrible. When you wake up in the morning, it's freezing cold, you're like, oh, I really don't want to get out of bed, blah, blah, blah. But there's somebody on the other side of the world who's already been up, putting in that work, doing 10 times more effort than you would. So get up, get active, and stay busy. Honestly, I hope this all makes sense to you. I hope you've all enjoyed listening to this. Make sure you like and subscribe, and peace.